Ask yourself where you don't feel. Force that which is dark, that which is unaware, to move and flow. Imagine a bubble all the way around you. That bubble is shimmering inside and out. Specks all the way through it in this one unified field are moving and swirling. Now place yourself in that bubble. Feel everything permeate and mix. Feel all. Feel everything moving. Imagine it and allow it to occur. Don't be fixated on the forms and the images and the mind and the ideas. Be fixated on the feelings and the breath of wholeness. Be fixated on the eternal shimmering. Now switch your mind and perceive that which is dark. Perceive that which you can't feel. Ask yourself a question. What is that which is dark? All we know is that which we feel, which is a blockage, which is a garment of darkness. Ask yourself, where can't you feel? Bring your awareness to your spine and the rod, the sheet that lays just kissing your back. Bring it to the bottom of your hips. Notice these areas of dark. Notice that you actually can't feel there. Now imagine that permeating and mixing. Imagine your body twisting and the crookedness becoming straight. Allow thyself to be crooked. Feel the darkness. Feel and perceive and place your consciousness into that which is unaware, that which is dark. And breathe forcefully through it. Pull the darkness. Imagine this intense, stagnant energy that's vibrating so quickly. And pull these cords. When you start pulling the darkness, everything in the entire field starts to shift. So when you hit a spot, when you hit a application of this law correctly, things will pop and move, right? And then we react to it. This reaction is what instantly ceases the operation of rejuvenation. Don't react. Keep your mind fixed on pulsing and breathing through the darkness, on flushing out the darkness by bringing in shimmering light. Allow this whole field to swirl, or allow your body to be rebuilt, each cell to be reordered. Allow everything you feel to move. Allow thyself to be crooked and you will become straight. Feel all. Place your consciousness into the darkness. Breathe through it. Breathe through it. Now, switch gears again. Perceive that which is beyond. Perceive the edges of the bubble. This is very hard. It's very subtle. You must open up all senses and be at a level of mind to do this. But try. Imagine the field, the bubble and the edges of it around you. And now see that bubble in the infinite ocean of ether that surrounds you. Now breathe through everything you feel. Everything you feel will start moving, will start drawing in the ocean around you. Breathe in that water. Breathe in that ether. Allow it to pulse. Allow things to move and permeate. On the exhale, imagine that that ocean is just continuing to flow into you and out of you, creating a two-way flow. Dwell and meditate upon the two-way flow, the permeation, the mixture of the waters from the above and the below. Meditate upon your baptism in the ocean of ether. Meditate upon the ocean which you exist within. You are swimming in the sea. Imagine and perceive that sea flowing through you. Breathe one as one with the ocean. Imagine the baby in the womb with the umbilical cord flushing through every single part of its being, every single cell of the body, pulsing, and water flushing fully, complete flow through every cell, the liquid in which it sits within. The substance of life which the baby resides within the womb, is also that which flows through it. It is one and the same. Now imagine you and your rebirth, the twice born, the rebirth into the spiritual existence, into oneness with God, you and the Father in you, because you are pulsing in this rebirth in the ocean of ether. This is the baptism of the Holy Spirit. This is the second covenant of Jesus. This is becoming one with Source. This is breathing the breath of life and illuminating that which resides around you. The Zohar, the brilliance of it, the illumination from the outside, not a birth from man in the womb, but a birth from thyself, outside in, not inside out. Dwell at the center of the circle. Feel the pulse, imagine the pulse, perceive the pulse at the center. And now imagine that pulse is moving your field, pulling, flushing out, swirling, illuminating, sparkling field of permeation around you. Go to the pulse at the solar plexus, the pulse at the center. Breathe and separate your breath into the subtle breath and the heavy breath. Realize the body breathes, but also the ether breathes. The ethereal body, the ethereal self. Breathe in fully. And when you relax, imagine that the ether is still pulling in, even though your body is exhaling. Meditate upon this and separate that. Therefore, you can start to move ether with your mind and breathe with the mind. Breathe with the energy. This is a subtle breath. Discover these keys within yourself, and then dwelling upon the center once more. You're at the solar plexus. You're feeling that pulse, and you are beating that pulse with your mind, with your imagination. You're no longer breathing with the body. In fact, the body's asleep. You are breathing with the imagination. You're breathing with the mind and still feeling it flowing through you all the same. Now with your awareness and consciousness located right at the center, bring your awareness back to the edges of the circle. And keep breathing with the mind, the ether, the energy, and feeling it and trying to perceive more of it. But now, split your mind into 3 parts. The third part. The first part is the dot at the center. The second part is the ring, is the field, your pulse, your flow of energy. The third part is opening the seals. The third part, the third split of the mind, is allowing the edge of the ring, the symbol of the sun, the edge of the ring to start turning and allowing the ether to enter. It is about surrendering, the third part. It's about going to the edges and breathing in and accepting that which lies beyond the unknown and trusting it, trusting in self, and then connecting the ocean around you to the pulse at the center, making your field one with the field around you, breathing in and mixing the waters from the above and the below, breathing as one with the pulse, allowing that to flow through you. Imagine the wind or an ocean around you swirling, and you feel it against the very edges of your skin. It's the same idea, but you feel it around the edges of your aura. And now, start breathing, imagining, tricking the mind, and perceiving your breath pulling in all around you, like the sun pulling in all matter to the core, allowing the core to beat and pulse that through you and reconnect it to the outside in the full circle, the full feeling, the full being, the full awareness. This breath is the subtle breath. It is the mental breath. It is the ethereal breath. It is the second breath of life. This is where you don the garments of brightness. This is where the Zohar is the illumination. Become one with that current that brushes against you and allow it to flow through you until you see yourself in the non-being, completely one with the Tao, completely non-being, but everything. You as this pulse, this core of transmutation, this central heart in a greater ocean, and you are simply beating and moving the currents and working with them. And feel all of it. Feel the ocean. Feel all, be whole, breathe as one, separate your breath, and move the darkness with your mind. You must ask yourself and investigate and discover the keys. You must overcome all fear and reaction, completely separate, completely allow, completely surrender, completely perceive. No reaction to anything. Identify with the energy, identify with the ethereal self, identify with that. And allow your body to be transformed. Allow everything you feel to move. It's very uncomfortable. It's a lot of fear and anxiety you must overcome. If you can let go of that and further move towards God, God will further move towards you because the ether is now entering. I'm Demetrius. This is Reality Files. This is an advanced meditation, esoteric knowledge for ESP healing. This is the works. Thanks for watching or listening. Love you guys. Ask yourself where you don't feel. Force that which is dark, that which is unaware to move and flow. Imagine a bubble all the way around you. That bubble is shimmering inside and out. Specks all the way through it in this one unified field are moving and swirling.